Hi guys, good evening. Let me share my screen. Like in the last class, we discussed like few of the things in the Power Apps, right? What are the points we discuss it? Like, see, what are the types of licenses will be there? How we can sign up the credentials with the organization with one, and that is also free. Okay, and what is Power Apps and everything that we discussed in the last class, right? So today, after log into the Power Apps, how it will be there, how many types are there, how we can create an environment into that one. Because I told you right in the last class itself, must and should we need to create an environment. Okay. So otherwise, whatever apps you can create it, all the people can access in the organization because the it is by default it is selected as a default environment, right? So that's the reason. So that's the reason what we have to, you have to create your own environment. Understand? You have to create your own environment. So in that environment, whatever apps you can create, you can access it, and to whom you will share that particular environment, those also need to access that particular environment. That means in that so whoever you want to share it to your team members, for those people, if you sharing the environment to those people, then in that those also need to access all the apps what you created under that environment. Understand clearly or not? Let's see with the, okay. So in the last class, now today we need to discuss about the topics like, okay, environment creation. Okay. So I told you right in the last class why the environment is required, because environment is very important. Because what will happen is, so whenever you are logged into the Power Apps, by default it will take the default environment of the organization. Okay, so whenever it is taken the default environment, what will happen? That means all the people in the organization need to access what apps you created into that one. So that's the reason. Instead of that one, you need to create your own environment. Okay. So for that, what you need to do is, okay, go to the settings. Okay. Under the settings, you will have, I will show you clearly. Instead of writing this, I will show you. So this is what yesterday we are logged. So, okay, we can all the things today. Actually, in yesterday, sorry, half an hour extra, and I will clear all your doubts there itself. Understand? So, so for if you want to create an environment, what you have to do is there is a settings icon in the right side of the corner. Click on that one. There you will see an option called Admin Center. Okay, in this admin center itself you need to create an environment. Okay, so you understand right why we need to create an environment, because instead of accessing our apps to the, we need to restrict we need to restrict our apps, right? So for that, environment need to be created here itself. Understand? Is my voice is audible or not? Can you please confirm each and everyone? Can you extract the data from SQL Server, insert into Oracle database using PowerApps? Yes, we can do it. But for if you want to access the SQL server data breaking, it's clear. Voice is breaking. It's not even. Is it clear or not? My voice is clear. Breaking. Okay. One second. I'm checking. One second. So, is it clear now? So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Someone is asking the doubt like, yeah, uh, Prajwal, like, see, we can extract the data from SQL Server database, but we need on-premises gateway for SQL Server. So, but in if you want to maintain on-premises gateway means it's not a simple thing. Like minimum $10,000 we need to pay monthly. So all the things we cannot handle it here because see on-premises a gateway first you have to install it in a separate server and all the things there itself you can do it and .NET framework you need to install in that as well. So that's the reason organization maintain with all this data. So, but I will tell you, if you are connecting with SQL Server in the organization, what are the key points are required? Because when you are working with organization, then only you can know. But in this particular Power BI course itself, we cannot connect with the SQL Server because it is an on-premises. So if it is on premises means we need to purchase so much of things. So that's the reason we cannot handle it. Like we are connecting here like SharePoint, like OneDrive and Google Sheets also we can connect it. And with the data, we are creating different applications. With that applications, we are explaining how we can implement all the applications and everything. You understand, Prajwal? But the thing is, when you are connecting with SQL Server, what are the key points you must need to maintain in Power Apps? That I will tell you. Okay. So, but when you are working with organization, all the things you will sort it on these things. Is it clear, Prajwal? Prajwal? Yeah. See, um, Aravind, can we sort it on all these things in the last itself? Like, because we need to continue the class and I will close this particular class itself like 8 p.m. After that, I will give time for each and everyone. You can raise the points there itself. Understand? Is it fine for you? Create an environment where you can create an environment under the settings there is an so under the settings what option is there, admin center is there. Under the admin center, so when you come to the environments, here itself you can create an environment. Understand? So click on environment. So when you click on environment, it is asking what is the name of that particular one. Suppose any name you can give it, whatever name you are giving, like unique name, like suppose for example, Naresh IT V1. Okay, so and you have to give the proper name for this one. And so whether you are whatever region you is there, that region you need to select it. And here there are different types are there. Like environment means it is nothing but a server. Okay, that means it is a development developer environment, production environment. Like this, there are different types out there. Okay, in the organization, either you see if it is a development, two environments we need to maintain. One is developer, another one is production. Two environment they need to create it. First, whatever the development related thing, those we can handle it in the development developer type. You have to select it and create the environment. Suppose, for example, if you want to whatever applications you develop it, those applications you have to move it to the production. Then you have to create the environment as a production. Understand or not? So for this, we see trial means it is a free version, and the sandbox is also licensed one, that is the basic environment. Okay. So right now you can select anything. Okay. And after selecting that, what you have to do is, so, and one more thing is, whatever apps you created, those apps must and should be stored in some other location, right? For that also storage is required, right? So that's the reason. So whatever that means in the Dataverse, okay, actually we can store the data, right? In that, these environments also we can store it. So that's the reason at the time of creating an environment, you must need to select this, you must need to on this particular add a Dataverse storage, because whatever apps you created under the environment, all the things are stored, and we can, if something is missing means it, you can get it, get back from there itself. Understand? And click on next. Okay, under the security group you have to add the security group. Like, see, the security group, now it is we are using free version, right? You have to select none. Okay. Uh, Click on done and click on save. Now the environment will be created here itself. Once this environment is created when they one second. See, once the environment is created, then it will comes here in the center part. Understand or not? So the type you have to, because it is a trial version, right? So if you are using a trial version, always the type you have to select a trial. Okay. So after selecting a trial and click on next and save it, then automatically environment is saved under this particular environment tabs. Understand? So once this environment is created, then now you what you need to do is, this is so come to the Power Apps tab. There you can refresh the browser once, and then that particular environment automatically it will come set. Understand clearly or not? So here, so you need whatever environment you are created, that environment you need to select it must and should. Understand? Because by default environment is selected. So instead of using default environment, you have to use what environment we created that. Okay. So how you can select environment means click on this option. Okay. Whenever you click on this option, whatever environment is created, that it will comes in this particular one. You have to choose that particular. Once you choose that particular environment, okay, what will happen? This environment is trial for 29 days only, but we can extend 30 more days. Once the 30 days is completed, we can extend 30 more days for this particular environment and everything. Understand clearly? This is how we can create an environment. So for this, what we are doing, like under the settings, admin center is there. Okay, under the admin center, click on, go to the environment tab. Don't worry. Actually, when we are going with the regular classes, like I will give the document. Okay. The document is very, very helpful for you because in the document, each and everything I mentioned it. So this is the document, it will be there. Okay. Like see, actually, this is the document. When you open this one, so I will show you how the document, each and everything, even sign up process, if something is missing, each and everything it is mentioned. Once the regular classes is started, all this you will understand what it is there and everything here itself, like what type of licenses and everything. So and even when you want to create any particular environment, so here itself it is there, like see how you need to choose it, what option you have to choose it, and where you need to go, and how what is the screenshot for that particular, each and everything is available. Don't worry for that. Understand? So once I shared the document, you will understand. By seeing the document, you will understand. So this is what, how we can create the environment, and you can select the environment. After creating an environment, so here itself, in the left pane, there are different tabs are there, like home tab and create tab. Create option is there. In that create, there are different types of apps are we are creating. See, we need to create like 3 different types of apps in Power Apps. In Power Apps, we need to create 3 types of Power Apps. One is Canvas app. Another one is model driven app. Another one is portal app. Again, in the Canvas app, there are 2 different types are there. Under the Canvas app, we have 2 ways we can create. That is like Canvas blank app and Canvas default app. Okay. So Canvas blank app means from the scratch onward. See, these are the 3 different apps only we can create in Power Apps, like Canvas app, model driven app, and portal app. What are all these differences means? Canvas means there is no restriction for the Canvas app. That means what data we are pulling, all the data at a time we can see it in that particular application. But in the model driven app, that is also creating an app only, but we can restrict the data. That data only we can pull it into the app, and we can show that particular data only. That means restricted data only we can show it. So here we can show all the data into that particular app itself. In this portal app, we can show the flow from source to destination, or how you can connect with multiple data, multiple applications, and we can create a portal app within. Okay. So in this Canvas app, again, there are two types out there: Canvas blank app, Canvas default app. So what is Canvas blank app means? From the scratch onwards, that means based on the client requirement. So based on the user's requirement, if you want to create an application, then always you have to use Canvas blank app, because we cannot create what our app it is, what we require it. What client requirement it is, those related apps only we can create it, right? So this is what I need to display it in this particular screen. This is what I need to display it in the screen itself. So what client is saying, based on that, we need to create an application means, then we have to use blank canvas app. Okay. So, and another one is Canvas default app. What is this option? That means whenever you select any particular data source, okay, suppose for example, you are connected. Once you connect with OneDrive data, if you want to load that particular OneDrive data into this Canvas app, what will happen? Automatically app created. That means your part is need to select the data source from that particular one. That's it. Automatic app, default app will be created by Power BI, Power Apps. Okay. That means whenever you select any particular data source, automatically Microsoft Power Apps will create an default app. Okay. In the default app, it's operations you want to do it, you can do it. Like suppose for example, you are inserting a records, you are updating a records, you are deleting the record. Because why this Power Apps is there? That means whatever the business requirement is there, based on the business requirement, we need to automate the things. Suppose, for example, in previous tools like Power BI, we have some drawbacks. Representing the data in the pictorial format, that's fine. But if you are doing any modification on the data, it is not reflected the data source. Then what you have to do, if you want to do any modifications on the data source means, again, you need to go to that particular data source and do the modification and pull the data again. This is what that means. Manual iteration you have to do it while you are using Power BI. In Power Apps, it is not like that. Okay. Suppose you want to modify anything. Okay. New record in particular table. So if you want to create any new record in the data source means, what you have to do, initially you have to go to that particular data source and open that particular table or anything, and there you can modify it. Like you can create the record, you are updating the record and deleting the record, and after that you are pulling that particular data into the application. This is what previous that means all other applications will do. But in Power Apps, it is not like that. Okay. Without writing a single line of coding. Okay. So when you use default Canvas app, with that in that app itself, you just need to create the record. You can update the record. You can delete the record. Whatever you are doing there in the app itself, then automatically those updation will happens in that app as well as in the data source. That means from the app itself, you can operate the data source. No other application, it is not like that. For any application, if you want to create it, you cannot operate the data source directly from their application. Okay, some restriction or some coding language, some coding language, you have to implement some coding language. With that coding language, you can interact with the data source. But in Power Apps, without writing a single line of coding, you can easily operate the data source from the app itself. That is the main, that is the important point in Power Apps. It is, that is the biggest advantage in Power Apps. It is. Understand? So that's the reason. So I will show you, like, see how we can connect to that particular data, and how we can create an application, and how the data source is affected, and everything, each and everything I will show you clearly. Okay, one second. Suppose, for example, I have OneDrive data is there. Okay, you have each and everyone having an access for OneDrive, right? So first of all, instead of creating canvas blank, canvas default app with the OneDrive, in the data source itself, you have to do some modifications here. Okay, what modification? If you are connecting with any Excel data, suppose your Excel data is in OneDrive, suppose your Excel data is in Google Sheet, suppose your Excel data is in online Excel data you are connecting. Okay, suppose you are connecting with a SharePoint list, any type of data. Okay, if your Excel related data is there, that Excel data, you cannot directly pull the data into the Power Apps, because some rules are there. That means if the Power Apps need to understand that it is a table, you have to convert that Excel data into a table format. What is that? A table format in that particular Excel, then only that data will be pulled. Let's see with example. Suppose for nowadays, for each and every laptop, they are giving OneDrive access for each and every one for latest laptop. Okay, so where at the time of formatting, or at the time of opening the new laptop, it is asking some Outlook related things. So with that Outlook, it is connected to the OneDrive in your laptops and everything. Okay, so in my laptops, see, in this OneDrive, I have so much of data is there. Suppose, for example, I need to create a one Excel in this one. Okay, suppose, for example, I'm creating this one, like sample data. And here with this sample data, what I need to do is I'm creating a columns, and I'm pulling this data into the Power Apps. Let's see what will happen. Suppose 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the data, and I'm closing this application. Now I'm pulling this OneDrive Excel into Power Apps. Let's see what it will happen. Okay, go to that Power Apps, and what you have to do, I'm creating canvas blank app. Okay, so if I want to create a canvas, default app, not blank app, default app unit. So if I want to create a default app, means what? You just need to select the data, so then automatically it will be connected, right? So that's the reason. So I want to connect with OneDrive data. So if I want to connect with OneDrive data, how you can connect it means, so go to the create tab. Okay, under the create tab, you will have a different options like blank app and Dataverse, SharePoint, and online Excel also there. Okay, in the online itself, you can prepare the data there itself, automatically it will save those related data. Also we can pull it, either you can connect with SQL server, but SQL server, it is not possible in your free version. Okay, so what it is required is, so many things are required, like on-premises gateway is required for connecting with the SQL server. That means some requirements are required. Like on-premises gateway means it is not simple one. Like you need to have a separate server for that one. and you have to install .NET framework and all the things, some requirements. But we cannot maintain all the separate server here itself, right? That's the reason whenever you are working with organization, you will understand how the SQL Server is connected, because they already installed an on-premises gateway in the organization. You just need to use it and pull the data into the Power Apps. That's it. But here it is not. So now we need to connect with OneDrive data. Okay. Suppose, for example, if I want to connect with OneDrive data, okay, that means which option we have to choose it, because here itself there is no OneDrive option is not available. Then how can I connect it? Means, so accept this blank app. Accept blank app is nothing but canvas blank app. Accept this one. Any of the things, any of other data sources, you just need to click on it. What will happen here it is, whenever you click on any other data source except blank app, is connected to the, it will go to the connections tab. That means it will go to the data source tab itself. And there itself you have to select which data source you wanted. Understand? Not here. Okay. But here, instead of, if I show all the things, it is where, that means the space is also occupied more, right? That's the reason they are giving only few of the data sources. Okay. And those data source also, don't worry. You just need to, you can click on accept this blank app. You can click on any app itself. Okay. Just need to click on this one. Then automatically it will go to the data source. That means it is, that means it is not connected with the SharePoint. It is connected with the Is my voice is clear? I think it disconnected. Okay, actually Zoom problem it is. Now my voice is clear up. Can you please confirm it? Yeah, thank you. Okay. So see here again, don't worry. Again, I'm clicking on this one. I will show you what will happen, because you are missing some point, right? So here, all the data sources are available. So few of the data sources is available. In the data source, your data source is not available. Just need to click on any of the data source. Don't worry. Okay. Except blank app, any of the data source, you can click on that one. What will happen? It will go to the data source related, all the data source related tab itself. There itself, whichever data source you want, you can connect it. So that's the reason I'm clicking on SharePoint. That means it is not connected with the SharePoint. Okay. It will go to the data source connection tab. There itself, under that, under that, new connection. When you click on new connection, what data source you want to connect it, that you need to select it. Suppose OneDrive, which here it is, there are two types of OneDrives are there. OneDrive and OneDrive for business is there. Which one I need to choose it? So if you are working in the organization, you always need to choose OneDrive for business. Okay. If you are working on your personal laptop, or for practice purpose, if you want to use it, then you have to choose OneDrive. You understand these differences, right? OneDrive for business is if you are working with organization, you have to choose OneDrive for business. If for practice purpose, if you are want to do any work with SharePoint, then you have to use PowerApps Mastery Labs. Why it is disconnected multiple times? Are you able to hear my voice? Okay. See here and click on new connection. There itself, you have to select OneDrive. When you select with OneDrive, there is an option called create. Is there, right? Click on the create. But for OneDrive, if you want to connect it means Outlook mail ID is required. Okay. So I have an Outlook for this one. So I'm giving like this one. And password, it is asking you have to give the proper password. So how you have like a free Outlook is there, right? So with that, with those credentials, you have to use it here. Okay. Click on next. Allow access. Now you are able to connect to that particular one. What is the data we need to connect it? Sample data, right? See what is that one? Sample data. So you have to select this one. Once you select the sample data, okay, your data is not able to connect it here. Why we are not able to connect the data? Because in that particular OneDrive, okay, in whatever OneDrive data you are connected, that OneDrive data must and should be you need to. That means if you are connecting with any of the Excel data, okay, so if you prepare the data, then it is fine. After preparing the data, you have to do one more step. That step we can call it as format as a table. Okay, this must and should you have to do this particular data set. Select the data set and click on format as a table, something like this. Okay, like this. So click on OK. What will happen? Now the table data, whatever Excel data is there, that it is converted into format as a table. Because Power Apps will understand when you are changed it into format as a table, then that related data only Power Apps will understand. So that's the reason always when you are connecting with Excel data, must and should whatever data you prepare it, all that data you need to convert it into format as a table, and after that you are connecting and load the data into Power Apps. Otherwise, it is not possible to connect it. See, this is the what issue it is. Like, see, when you are connecting, if I'm not changing the format as a table, what will happen? You cannot connect to that particular data from the OneDrive itself. So must and should you have to not only for OneDrive, in any of the location, if the Excel data is there, must and should that Excel data must and should be converted into format as a table. Then only that data only it recognized by Power Apps. Understand clearly? Now you can check it again. See, I need to. So first of all, what you have to do is, whenever you are doing any any application, whenever you are working with Power Apps, what data source you work with that particular application, that data source must and should be in a closed manner. If it is open, you cannot do any operation on that particular app itself. Understand? That's the reason always the data source need to be closed. Understand? So I need to close it. Otherwise, we cannot connect to that particular app. Now, what data, which one we need to select it? Sample data. Select the sample data. See, now the table will come. So that means whenever you change the Excel data into format table, then only we can connect to the Power Apps. Otherwise, we are not able to. We're not able to connect to that particular. So practically, I will show you if the format as a table is option is not done in that particular Excel, you're not able to connect it. That also I showed you. After changing as a format as a table complete data, now you are able to connect it. See here. Once you connect to the data source, automatically Power Apps will create an application. You no need to do anything. See here. One second. Loading the data, it will take some time. Okay. So don't worry, one second. Actually, there is a network issue, so that's the reason it is happening like this. But next time, tomorrow onwards, I need to check very carefully. And sorry for troubling you a lot. Okay, so that's it. So whenever you select any particular data source and select that particular Excel data, any Excel data in the OneDrive, whatever data is available, you just need to connect to that particular one. Click on connect it. Okay. So once it is connected, what will happen? Automatically, the app will be created. Okay. 1 second, it is loading. See here. So that means, and I'm increasing this one. Like, so whatever the data is available in the in the agents, like this is the agents data. In that agent data, whatever it is available, that it will shows in this particular one. Okay. So here, what will happen? See here, this is the data. Okay, whenever this data, so what data is there available? The same data I'm showing here itself. That means Power Apps will show it. We are not showing anything into that one. So just Power Apps will shows the data. So here, this is what the application Power Apps will create automatically. That means in this particular default Canvas app, you just need to select the data source data, then automatically app will be created here itself. Understand clearly or not? Let's see. Let's play the application. If you want to play the application, on the right side, you will have an option called play or preview the app. By using this, you can run the application. And after running that application, suppose, for example, you want to create a new record. Okay, then you will have a plus icon is there, right? In this, click on this one. Suppose agent name is like Naresh IT, and phone number is like this. And after executing this one, what will happen? In this particular app itself, you can do any CRUD operations like inserting a records, updating a records, or deleting a records, anything you can do it. See, I'm inserting a new record here. Then automatically it will, the record, the same record is also updated in the data source also. Let's see whether this record is updated or not properly. Okay, go to that particular data source, and where the data is there, agents, right? In the agents data, open the agents data, and after opening the agents data, see here, the new record is also created or not. That means that is the biggest advantage in Power Apps. That means if you are doing any modification, any operations in the app itself, it is automatically updated in the data source also. Okay, so without, see here, without writing a single line of coding, we are very much easily we can interact with the data source itself, right? So did we write any coding part here? No, we cannot do anything here itself. Understand? Not only this one, suppose I didn't like this one. What I need to do? Suppose first, if you want to do on this particular data source, if you want to do it on the Power Apps, means first this data source must and should be in a closed way. Understand? Otherwise, you cannot do it, do any operation in that particular application. Understand? First, you need to close that particular data source. And after this, I didn't like this one. I want to delete this record. Then what you need to click on this arrow. Okay, there is an option like, see here, arrow is there, right? Click on this one and click on, there is an icon like a delete. Okay, click on this one. Then automatically this particular record is deleted in the app as well as in the data source also. Let's see whether in the data source, whether that particular record is deleted or not. Where is that one? See here, that is that record is available? No. So there are different applications to interact with the data source. But .NET, Java, all the things are there. But here the problem is, so you need to write some coding language and interact with the data source. Then only we can interact through the data source. Okay. Otherwise, is it possible? And in that, if you want to do anything like column changing or table changing or call a table record updation or column record updation or anything, if you want to do it, means you need to write the code and then only you can interact with the data source. But here it is not possible. Okay, so what you have to do without writing a single line of code, you just need to select the data source and automatically application will be created. Once the application is created, from the application itself, you can do all the operations like CRUD operations like insert, update, delete. Okay, not only this one, suppose you want to update the record. Suppose, for example, this is Candy campaign is there, right? I want to update it. Okay, so for this one, you have to click on edit this item. Okay, here, suppose, for example, 1, 2, 3. That means in the existing record of the data source, I want to update it to actually Andy campaign is there. For that, I want to update it like this. Then click on validate, submit item is there, right? This one. If once you click on this one, what will happen? It automatically updated in the app itself as well as in the data source also it is updated. See here, when you expand this one, see, Handy campaign is also updated. That means either we can insert a new record, either we can delete a record, or we can update the existing record. Anything you can do it from the app itself. It is interacted with the data source without writing a single line of code. This is the biggest advantage. Understand? So this is what. Okay. So tomorrow we need to discuss like today what we need to discuss. We are connecting with the default Canvas app, how we can connect it and how we can update the record, insert the record or delete the record. In the app itself, it is automatically reflected in the data source, right? So in the app itself, what are the different controls are there? What are the different icons are there? What are the different elements are there? What those elements will do? All the things tomorrow we need to discuss it. Like, so after discussing about that particular default Canvas app, like what elements are used in that default Canvas app, everything that we can discuss tomorrow. And so another one is we need to discuss like Dataverse, like we can store the data also, how we can store the data. And if suppose, for example, I want to pull my data into that particular PowerApps, and that particular table, I want to use it in default Canvas app. How can I use it? That I will tell you tomorrow's class. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So in today's class, some disturbance it is coming. Tomorrow I will check before itself and I will log into that one. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So anyone having any doubts, now you can ask the questions. You can raise the points. Could you please explain for us? Can we can create which type of application? Is that like banking? So no, not Chandan. Like, see what business requirements is there. Based on that, it will be created. So up to now, what will happen? So if you want, suppose for example, I created one application. That application, I need to send it in the email in the attachment itself. Is previously it is possible directly like that? Automatically, is it possible? No. Or that means if you want to do some business logic applications, like suppose for example, suppose the best example is like a complete process of the candidate process. Like suppose if you are applying any job to the organization, okay, where you are there, you are uploading documents, and so there are different steps are there, right? All the steps, those are designed with the Power Apps application only. Okay, with the small, like not big applications, with smaller scale applications. So because how we can, what is the use of Power BI? Just for representing the data. For representing the data, there is one drawback in Power BI. Okay, so as by overcome this one, Power Apps is used. Like that means you can interact the data source from the application itself without writing a single line of code. That is the one point. You can automate it. That means you can send that particular data through the mail or someone from here itself, from the application itself, you can interact it. Like suppose, for example, you are preparing the data, or else you can attach the file, that attached file, you need to send it through the mail also. You can send it. So these type of small type of things you can do it in Power Apps. Understand, Chandan? Is it clear for you? See, Hashim, like in Mac, you have a browser, right? So see, Power Apps is not a software. Understand? Power Apps is not a software. So see, if it is a software, then it is restricted from some of the devices, mobile restriction, some other Mac restriction, like that it will be there. This is not a software. Okay, this is a cloud environment. Cloud means in the browser itself, you have to log in. So that means if you want to connect with any of the tool in the browser itself, so each and every device will support for this one, right? Asim Khan. It is possible. In the MacBook itself, there is a browser is there, right? You can connect there itself. You can do all the operations there itself. Understand? Could you please share one use case of Power Apps, Dinesh? Yeah, whenever we are going with a normal uh, class, like a regular class, there itself I will show you each and every function use cases. I will show you. Understand? Suppose, for example, there is a SharePoint list data is there. That list data, I'm operating from the apps itself, like editing the records and updating the records and deleting the records, and then automatically it will be do it from the on the SharePoint itself. All the things, whenever you are going with the regular class, I will show you clearly. Yesterday class recorded video that Naresh IT will maintain it. You have to check with the Naresh IT team. Can you please check with Naresh IT team? That I'm not forwarding here. That you have to check with Naresh IT team. Yeah, sure. Actually, here itself, I cannot share it, Sri Vidya. Okay, the content or anything. Okay, so I will share it to Rajesh or admin team is there. Okay, so I will share it to those people, and those people can share it to you. Because if I'm sharing any document here, sometimes you are not able to access also. Okay, content is available. So check with Naresh IT team. They will give it to you. Understand? So, or else I will try it here itself, because here there is no option. That's the reason. Even I didn't have any option. So once, actually this is a free demo Zoom link. Okay. Once you have it, the normal link it is, then all the attachments is there. Or once you once you, after clearing all the payments, then they are creating a Google Classroom. From there, we can give all the documents, indexes, everything there itself. Understand, Srividya? Meanwhile, don't worry, I will share it to the admin, Naresh IT admin team. So from there, you can access it. You can check with those people. They will definitely help you. Yes, completely online, Rohit. Job opportunities, 100% it will be there. If you learn like Power Platform, like Power BI, Power Apps, and Power Automate, 100% it will be there. Like when compared to the experience, for fresher, it has low, that means opportunities are very low. Okay, but if you learn, this is the new technology, right? If you learn it, definitely you will have more opportunities for on this particular tool itself. Understand? Yes, only for Power Apps is we will teach you, not for Power Automate, because they all are a different ones. Like Power BI is a different tool, Power Apps is a different tool, Power Automate is a different tool. Okay, so from the second onwards, Power BI new batch will be started. Okay, that it is online and offline, both it will be there. For Power Apps, it is online only. Okay, so up to now, we didn't start any Power Automate. Power BI and Power Apps only is right now it is going on. Yeah, Sneha, like I will explain you clearly what is model driven, what is portal app also. Understand? Licenses, I told you, right, Ganesh, yesterday, like there are different types of licenses per user and per app licenses. Okay, per user means $5 per month, and you can create one application into that one. Okay, if you pay like $20 per month, that means that is per user related. That means you for 1 month you can create n number of applications into that one. Okay, so whenever when I will share the document also, sample document also, in that what are the different types of licenses and how you can sign up the things, those all it will be there, Ganesh. Is it clear? Ganesh, is it clear for you? $5 per month and $20 per month. There are two types here, sir. What is the job role means? It depends upon the thing. Like suppose they didn't give like what job role it is. Suppose you are going with a fresher. Okay, they are direct. Sometimes they are giving support work and like managing the apps and everything. Okay, most of the time nowadays they are giving a developer role only. Okay, even fresher. If it is an experience, everything you can handle it. Understand? Akash. Okay. If you are a fresher, then they will give like sometimes they are giving support related, sometimes they are giving development. Depends upon your interest and everything. Okay. If it is an experience, must and should, they will give you as a developer role only. Understand? See, but Power Automate also you can use it in Power Apps, but we cannot in this particular course itself. We are not explaining any Power Apps related things, because that suppose for example, if I'm explaining one part, some you will understand. Okay, understand. You understand what it is. Arvind, like you understand what is Power Automate. Some people doesn't understand what you are taking in the Power Automate. What is that option? Can you please explain? Again, we need to start it. But that's the reason we need to cover only Power Apps related things only. Understand here, Arvind? Yeah, basic to advanced only all the things. But you also need to practice it. But actually, what will happen? All the things are like just and drag and drop related things only. But for that, you have to use some functions. Okay. So whatever, like if you know about Power BI, those DAX functions only we can use it here. And because we are moving from one screen to another screen, or we are going back to that one. If I click on this one, something will happen it. Okay, the button actions will be performed. What action? With the functions only you can call those actions. Okay, for that we have to use it. Yeah. Yes, Kundan, we are giving from practical to you can handle that particular project in development sector. You are handling. Understand? Can we create web application like create ASP? No. Here we didn't create anything. Okay. We are not using any .NET related things here. If you are using again .NET, means there also like so many things we need to handle, like coding part and everything. Like, so again, the problem without writing any of coding, we can use it all this Power Apps. Okay. So we can interact with other than coding, we can easily create an applications here itself. Okay, so in some cases only they are using like JavaScript, okay, .NET, like something like what will happen is they're using custom connectors. Suppose, for example, my data is in the JavaScript format. Data is there that we need to read the data and store that particular data into Power Apps. For those custom connectors, what we need to use? We need to use other than the that means we need to use the coding related JavaScript and .NET related thing. For those related, we have to use those coding part. Otherwise, we didn't require it. In few of the projects only they are using it, not in all the projects. Ganesh, understand? Different, completely different, Dinesh. So with the free license we can handle it, Ganesh, like not required any license for this one, because if I'm explaining in the license also, you're using a free version. With that free version you are not able to connect, again the problem will comes, right? So that's the reason we are connecting with the free version and we are explaining each and everything with the free version. But when you are working in the organization, getting a license for that one, then you can easily handle it, right? Okay. Yeah. Naresh IT will provide a completion certificate, mean that you need to check with Naresh IT team. I think almost for each and every tool, they will provide a certification. Okay. Okay. Any certification on Power Apps required? So right now it is not required because the shortage with the people only it will. So whenever you are getting more experience on Power Apps, at that point of time, you need to certify it in that particular area. Understand? Up to that, not required. Can we do features like see, I yesterday I already explained all these things, like what are the different features are available. That means easily we can interact with that one, and just we need to connect with the data sources, and we are creating an application. Easy to use the application at anywhere we can access that particular application. Either that means you can access that particular application either in the any of the device, like mobile, a laptop or a desktop or Mac, iPad or anything. These are the different features are available. Okay. So once again, whenever it is regular classes started, I will explain you once again. So for Power Apps, prerequisites is not required. If it is a software, then prerequisites are required. But if it is not a software, right, then no need of any requirement. Okay, prerequisites. That means requirements is not required for Power Apps. If it is a software, then must and should it is required. If it is not software, not required. You just need to connect with online, right? For sign up things also, like free versions only, you can connect it. Okay. Yesterday, I will clearly show what are all the things we can do it, right? So we can stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. We'll continue all the things again. Few more things we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Okay. We can stop it here. That. Oh. Actual class query will be solved at the end of the session. Fees that you need to check with Naresh editing during live. Yes, Ganesh. Yeah. Yeah, Ravi, tell me. Yeah, you can unmute and ask the questions.
Hey, this is Ravi. Are you explaining for the custom connectors and calling API using workflows?
No, custom connectors, we are not. I need to check with the Raish IT team because for custom connectors, license is required. Okay. If they are
Oh,
providing a licenses, definitely I will clearly explain you how you can connect with the JavaScript related things and custom connectors that I will explain you. If if they are providing like free version means we cannot, because for free version for license only the custom connectors are available, right? That's the reason.
right.
Yeah.
Because this basically for Azure platform, right? So
Yeah.
Azure and connectors and connection differences also you can explain the workflow. That would be great to help on us for this using
Yeah,
modern
sure.
device.
Sure. I will check with the people so up to now, we are using like Power BI and everything. For Power BI, not required any licenses or anything
Right,
development, right? So
right.
up to now, I didn't check with the team, but for Power Apps related for custom connectors only require the licenses. For that, I will check with the narration team and I will get back to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we are
If they
calling for the
yeah,
APIs,
yeah,
right?
APS, yeah. I understand. So how you can, so if they are providing that also, I will tell you like how you can connect with APIs related thing and how you can pull that particular data through
Right.
APIs and everything. I will show you.
Yeah, that would be great. And also, sir, one more question
So
that
if they are not giving licenses also, I already prepared the document for APIs that I will share it. Okay.
that's good.
Same as it is with the steps like a screenshot, everything. My document is very clear. So that when you go through that one, you will understand each and every. Okay.
Sure. And also, what is the duration? By the way, sorry, one more question.
Duration actually it is I think 35 days only it will be there. Okay, not more
Okay,
than. Yeah.
35 days. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So guys, actually I have a meeting will be there. Can you please close as soon as possible? Like Venkatesh, tell me what is your doubt? Venkatesh, are you there? Venkatesh, are you there? Venkatesh, are you there? Yeah, Piyush, tell me.
Hello, sir. Piyush here.
Yeah.
I want to ask, we are covering Power BI with this class?
No. Completely different. Power BI is different. Power Apps is different.
Okay, we are going with the Power Apps only.
Yeah. Only Power Apps, not Power BI related.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, we can stop it here. We'll continue tomorrow. Bye, guys.